All right, let's get it, everyone. We're gonna be doing a tier list day of mostly television shows I watched from 2022. As you can see here, a lot of what we're going through, I kind of just made this myself, and there's some movies on there as well. So we've got a lot of Star Wars, Marvel, we got the Dragon Ball movie from this year, and then there's also the potential of some poop, literally some poop to be rated. And I want to hear your guys' takes and what you thought of my takes in the comments and what you would have done differently. Mostly, you know, if it's a show that just came out with the newest season, we're gonna just be really grading that, not really the show overall. I'm gonna start with Better Call Saul. I'm gonna immediately put it in the A tier, but that is because that is what I'm currently watching, like right now, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a really good prequel to an S tier show of Breaking Bad. Let's go from there. Let's go with Moon Knight. This was earlier this year. I watched Moon Knight with my friend Cooper. Shout out to you. I thought the first episode was really strong. I really liked it. Disclaimer, I'm not a Marvel sweaty, like I'm pretty casual, like I see most of the movies, I watch some of the shows, but I thought the first episode was really good. The middle episodes were mediocre, had a decent ending to it. I'm gonna say probably B tier, maybe even C tier. The first episode really strong, but let's continue with Marvel. I'm gonna go with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness next. And I know there's a lot of people that don't like this movie. The CGI is a bit whack, I will say that, but I gotta say, I liked this movie. Yeah, I mean, that's just my thought. Cry about it in the comments if you want. I'm not gonna say it's an S tier because it's got a lot of flaws, but I enjoyed watching that. All right, let's do some Star Wars here. We haven't done any Star Wars yet, and oh my gosh, Star Wars, it's tricky. Let's do Book of Boba Fett because technically it came out in 2021, but it's at the end of it, so most of it was in 2022. That's why it's on this list. Yeah, Book of Boba Fett is gonna stay B. Book of Boba Fett equal B. There were points of this show that were like literal poop, like the Vespa pod racing, but then there was moments of the show where actual S tier, like I'm not even kidding, even though I have this at B tier, I almost want to put it higher simply because if you're watching this, you should know that I will be spoiling some stuff I'm talking about. I mean, don't click on the video. I mean, it's a tier list of shows. I mean, so when Luke was in episode 6, just that training with Grogu was absolutely insane, and I got some of the best lines ever from Star Wars where he's just immersing himself in the Force there. But the Secrets of Dumbledore, fantastic. Beast, I would have to say, I mean, I only saw it once and it was in theaters and it was a bit ago, but I enjoyed it. It had its flaws, some iffy acting. We're gonna do an easy one. Tales of the Jedi, S tier. S tier. I watched that 3 times over. I mean, that is peak Star Wars. We want more. We want more. And even in the less like action-y Ahsoka episodes, those are still S tier for me because it just displays what Star Wars should be. You know, there's good, it's simple, but it has good elements to it, about the Force, about nature, and just everything in general. Kind of similar to those really good moments in Book of Boba with Luke and Grogu. Kind of similar with that first episode. Just a more feel-good, immersed in nature, but out of this world at the same time. Thor, Love and Thunder, or that's what it is, I think. Borderline poop. I gotta say, borderline poop. It was pretty hard to watch. It had some redeemable moments, but that was rough. That was rough. I gotta be honest. All right, let's change it up a bit. Go with something I saw in the summer, but the newest Stranger Things season. I'm putting that at S tier. Like it's just S tier. I mean, Stranger Things has been very consistent with delivering dubs, like pretty definitive dubs. Although cheesy at times, it just has some of the better moments of film in general. In the newest season, that scene with Eddie in literal hell playing the guitar. I mean, that is a crazy scene. That is like, wow, that is just iconic, you know, out of the gate. And then just some really intense moments like with Max running away, and we've got that one song playing stuck in my head. I mean, I really enjoyed that. Panther Wakanda Forever, saw that a little less than a month ago. I think it's tough to say. They're both A, but I had to think about it for a bit. I did enjoy Multiverse of Madness a little bit more. I have to say though, I'm very impressed with how Wakanda Forever delivered, considering the circumstances obviously with Chadwick Boseman. I mean, you don't have the main character of your show and you're still delivering. Very solid piece of film. Not the craziest thing ever, and the first movie is definitely better, but again, for what they were working with, it was good. Let's go to an interesting one here. Willow. Yeah, Willow It's poop. I have seen SNL skits that are better regular television. First episode, a try with a friend for 10 minutes. Not possible to take serious. Honestly, it might be the worst piece of media I've ever watched ever, and I can't, and I hate to say it, like, I'm a big Lucasfilm fan, but I would have to be in a different state of mind to be able to even potentially get through it, let's just say. Okay, moving on. We've only got one anime on here. I did watch other anime. I mean, I do watch anime, but just because I saw this in theaters and it's more, I guess, of a bigger film, I mean, it did really good box office as far as an anime standpoint. But the Dragon Ball superhero movie, enjoyed this. I thought this was a really fun. It was cool to see the Cell that they brought back, but I'd like to see maybe a different villain altogether. Gohan Beast, really cool, and I really like the CGI animation. I gotta say, personally, I know a lot of people didn't like that, but I did. On to The Boys. I believe it was season 3. I could be wrong. It might have been season 4. Either way, very good show. I'm not going to say it's on the same level as the S tier. I would put it, higher up in A than both of those movies. I don't know about it being better than Saul. Seen it fully yet. That's what I'm currently watching, but I thought it would be fair to at least include it in there. That Saul very well could be an S when I'm done with it. And I think the thing I was most excited for this year and just in general was Obi-Wan Kenobi. It saddens me to say, but it gets C tier, and it's painful. It's a mess. Some of the worst television I've ever seen. I still can't get over that one scene. There was a lot of scenes. Chase scene with Leia. When Reva enters the tunnel that Leia has already entered and is running, and then she suddenly appears in front of her at the end of the tunnel. Like, okay, I don't know. It's a sour subject, to say the least. All right, let's go with what I just saw literally 2 days ago. And again, Avatar: Way of Water, definitely A tier. I would put it at the top of the A tier for now. I will be seeing it again. I don't have a proper rating for it itself, and I'll probably make a more in-depth review. There is a review video here if you want to go take a look, a quick one out of the theaters. That had the most crazy visuals I have ever seen. Like, I thought that it was coming through the screen at me. I felt like I was actually on Pandora. All right, She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Similar to Willow, I watched the first 15 minutes and stopped watching completely. I do not watch trash television, okay? I will not. I don't care what it is. I'm not going to watch something that is literal trash, okay? That is poop. And now I need to wash my mouth out of thinking about those two things. And House of the Dragon, S tier, and top of the list. Best television I have watched the entire year. Best piece of content I have watched. I am the most excited for House of the Dragon Season 2 more than probably anything. I mean, Mandalorian Season 3. I'm a big Star Wars fan, if you didn't notice. My background is literally Mandalorian. But House of the Dragon... My gosh, talk about saving broken franchise. Crazy. Speaking of saving franchises, here's one that didn't. Andor. Okay, I'm kidding. Not actually poop. Like, a film standpoint, it's like better than probably Boba and Kenobi. From a Star Wars standpoint, not so much, and I overall thought the show was pretty boring. There were some good episodes in there. The show was mostly forgettable in my mind, and way too small scale for me to be super intrigued. Like, it's called the show The Empire, and let's have some different stories going on. Like, Vikings Valhalla, which I would really recommend watching the show Vikings sequel that came out that's on Netflix. Very much enjoyed it, and I would give it a strong B tier, B+, maybe A. Also, I'm not sure why Rings of Power ain't on here. I thought I had put this on here, but Rings of Power would be probably a B tier, maybe a C tier. There's some really boring moments, but last couple episodes in the finale kind of save it to be watchable, but I don't think it was crazy. It's like a C+, B-. Yeah, that is my overall rating. We got House of the Dragon, Tales of the Jedi, and Stranger Things at S tier. I think that is very fair for what is on here, but let me know what you thought. My ratings here, what you agree with, what you disagree with, and let me know in the comments. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and subscribe right here. And here's another video on my channel you might like, and I'm heading out. Peace out, everyone.